Welcome to Spidell's California Minute. I'm your host, Catherine Zidane. This week we're covering the different notices the FTB sends to taxpayers when they need to confirm their identity. Spidell's California Tax Letter is a monthly newsletter that will ensure both you and your clients are up to date with California tax law changes. You can get subscription details and download a sample issue at spidell.com under Publications. If the FTB suspects that potential fraud exists, they'll reach out to the taxpayer with a letter seeking information to help validate the taxpayer's return and refund. The notices these taxpayers receive are generally FTB 4734D and FTB 3904. The FTB's goal is to make sure the correct refund goes to the correct taxpayer. The notice will indicate how to respond and what documentation needs to be provided by the taxpayer, such as copies of W-2s, pay stubs, 1099s, etc. You can call the number on the notice for your client, and if you have copies of the taxpayer's prior year return, you should be able to easily straighten out the issue for them. When the FTB receives a tax return for processing, it's analyzed via the return analysis system. If the return looks suspicious, it's put on hold and the FTB contacts the taxpayer by mail. The FTB sends FTB 4734D, tax information and document request, when there's a question about the taxpayer's identity. If the taxpayer doesn't respond within 30 days, the FTB may disallow any claim for refund. FTB 4734D requests copies of the taxpayer's driver's license, W-2 and 1099-R forms, and paycheck stubs. It can take the FTB up to 8 weeks to review and respond to any documentation submitted. If the FTB highly suspects identity theft, they'll send FTB 3904, tax return filed, confirmation required. This notice is sent to the last good address on file for the taxpayer, which is not necessarily the address on the return. The FTB will ask a variety of questions to verify if the taxpayer is legitimate to prevent a fraudster from taking over the account. Other verification notices include FTB 4502, additional documentation required, refund pending, which is sent to taxpayers when the FTB does not have enough information to approve the claimed California Earned Income Tax Credit and/or the Young Child Tax Credit and refund the amount requested. According to the FTB, it can take up to 8 weeks to review the submitted documentation. FTB 4579, demand to furnish information, is sent to employers when the FTB is unable to validate wages and withholding claimed based on historical information and/or other third-party data sources. And FTB 4737, unable to process tax return, is sent if the taxpayer fails to respond to FTB 4734D or FTB 3904. FTB 4737 provides a listing of the information required in order to process the taxpayer's return. When contacting the FTB, we suggest that you call the number on the notice to resolve the issue. Don't call the tax practitioner hotline or the toll-free number because it's the employees in the identity theft unit who need to help you. If you make the call, you will likely not need all the information requested because many of the notices can be easily resolved. When you call, have a copy of the notice and a copy of the client's current and prior year returns. The FTB suggests faxing the information to them, and although you can mail the information, neither we nor the FTB recommend it. Spidell's analysis and explanation of California taxes is the most complete and best-priced California tax guide available, and it includes periodic updates for major changes that happen during the year. You can order the 2026 edition at spidell.com under Publications. That's all for this week. Join us next time for another episode of Spidell's California Minute.